My baby daddy quit his job as an electrician where he was making over 6 figures a year to work a minimum wage job at a fast food place just so he wouldn't have to pay me $3,000 a month in child support. Is that not ridiculous? He would rather take a massive pay cut than to give me money to pay for his kids.
When a man gives up a six-figure job just to get his peace back, that says everything about how bad it must have been.
I'm just so pissed right now because how the fuck am I going to pay for my mortgage? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? And you can tell me to go get a job, but then who's going to watch my kids? Because putting my kids in daycare is going to cost more than my freaking house. So what am I supposed to fucking do? He's trying to act like he should only be responsible for 50% of the kids' expenses, and he doubts that they cost $6,000 a month. But I'm like, sir, I am doing 100% of the raising. I feed these kids every night. I put them to bed. I wake them up in the morning. I get them dressed. You're not doing any of that. So you should be 100% taking care of them financially. I told him when we first got together I was never going to get a job and he was going to have to take care of me, and he was okay with that. But now we're divorced and he's saying that he shouldn't be paying my bills.
She told him from day one she'd never work, and he still tried to make it work. Now she's acting surprised that he's done. This is exactly why more men are checking out. Because no matter how much you give, it's never enough once she feels entitled to it.
This is why I feel like dating as a single mom is harder than dating as a regular 24-year-old, okay? And this is why I'm going to tell you. Aside from the kids, I think that the hardest thing about dating as a single mom is that when you're dating someone, you're competing with other 24-year-olds who have not have children. They do not have stretch marks. They have perfect little tight little abs, and I'm over here with, my diastasis recti in my fucking abdomen, okay? On top of that, I've lost a lot of weight, but it's not like super firm. It's like jiggly, okay? Right? And then on top of that, after you're done breastfeeding, do you know what your titties look like? Have you seen titties after breastfeeding? Mine look like tube socks with a tennis ball. At 24 years old, dating, I'm competing with girls who have firm C cups. I have a saggy B. At best. At fucking best. Okay, guys? So, I'm competing with girls who are so fucking attractive.
She's realizing what men figured out years ago. The game changes fast once you're no longer the prize. It's not her body that's the problem. It's the mindset. Men see this every day. Women built their value around attention, and now they're shocked when it stops working. That's not dating getting harder, that's accountability showing up. Before we proceed, if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our videos.
Don't nobody want to say it, but I will. As a woman, if you already got kids and you're looking for a relationship, you have to be an exceptional type of woman. Period. See, if you want a man to love you and take care of kids that's not even his, you're going to have to stand out, sis. It's not impossible, but let's not act like there's a line of men waiting outside your door for that position. It's harder, and that's just reality.
Most men are not signing up to take care of another man's kid. Props to them if they do. But imagine spending time, money, and effort on raising a kid, and he just talks back saying,
"You ain't my father."
So if you want a good man, you're going to have to set yourself apart. You can't be regular. You're going to have to bring something different to the table. That means your kids got to be in order, respectful, disciplined. Because no man wants to walk into a situation where the kids are out of control, talking back, or running wild, and he's just supposed to stick around for that. Nah, that's not going to happen. Now, there are some men who will still mess with you, but they won't care about your kids. They're just there to hit it and quit it. And you got to ask yourself, is that what you really want for you and for your kids? Or do you want stability? Yeah, it is harder when you got kids, but it ain't impossible. You just got to stand out.
The men who used to step up are gone because they learned what it costs. Respect to her for saying it straight, but this is exactly why most men are choosing peace over playing stepdad.
As a single mom, it is so hard to date. Like, I feel like I do not have the energy, the capacity, or the time to go out with these people because I'm almost like, if you're taking time from me and my kids, you need to be worth it.
She's not looking for a partner. She's looking for an employee.
And then I go on the date for 5 minutes and I'm just like, I'm paying a babysitter right now. I had to beg my mother. To watch these kids for you. And in the middle of the day, I'm just like pissed off. Like, I'm so irritated that I hired a babysitter or that I had to beg my family for you. So guys, can we please really consider not wasting a single mom's time on a date? And I'm not trying to be like that girl, but it's just, man, it is not easy.
She's not trying to find a real connection. She's trying to justify her effort. Every word sounds like she's already done with men. The energy's bitter, not hopeful. And men can feel that right away. Dating is already rough, so it just doesn't make sense dating a single mother like this.
As a single mom, would you say that having a daughter has made your dating life harder?
Oh, absolutely. Not everyone wants to be a stepdad. And so that circles back to the question, why am I single? Is probably because of that.
So why are men less likely to want to take on another woman's child that isn't their own?
It's a whole nother responsibility that they didn't sign up for.
So do you think you have a better chance dating a guy who also has a child of his own?
Yeah, I think they're more open-minded, but I'm on the same boat where I also don't want to take on the responsibility of another kid. So I understand it.
I mean, that's accountability. But she's pretty much saying she won't accept herself either.
So for your future partner, how would you want his relationship to be with your baby daddy?
Accepting, friendly, and civil.
Should you all be able to go out and get lunch together if need be?
I wouldn't want that for myself, but I wouldn't want like constantly having to go and hear about fights and break them up.
This has become the standard now, yet women are still getting upset why men don't take them seriously anymore. You rarely see single fathers complaining about the struggle. They just adapt and rebuild. But for women, they actually understand the problem. They just don't think it should apply to them.
Okay, how much money does a guy need to earn to date you?
$500K.
Whoa.
What? By saying whoa.
You realize that's like
But it's
1%. That's 1%.
But it's possible.
What's possible isn't necessarily probable. And you have how many kids?
3.
You are a sex worker, you're an escort. Shouldn't you adjust your standards to be a little
No.
more realistic?
No.
She's asking for perfection from a position of loss.
You'd rather be alone than lower your standards from
Yes.
$500K a year.
I mean, I got other standards too, but it's like that money-wise, yes.
What are your other standards?
I mean, I
So-
don't want a short dude.
How tall are you?
5'2", 5'3",
What's the minimum height for a guy?
6 foot or taller. But that's like the basics.
So 500K, 6 feet and over. What are your other standards?
I want him to be okay with me having a past.
And do you think you gotta ask yourself, okay, here's all that I want, but what does the guy that I want, what does he want?
3 kids, selling access, and still chasing 1% of men. This is the modern dating market. Women stacking demands while ignoring what they bring. The men she's describing stopped applying a long time ago.
I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark.
You know what?
So,
Mark,
but
this
you don't
is
need a man's
all
money.
right, well, that's it.
How does she mix alimony and child support? Child support's for the kids. Alimony's for you. If you take alimony and brag about not having to rely on a man, the sentence just cancels itself. Taking care of your kids isn't the same as getting paid to stay comfortable. The father's probably laughing watching this. Can't even blame him.
I have a lot of women who when they get told like, oh yeah, no, you got to give him half your shit. Or, oh no, you got to pay alimony because he makes 50 grand a year and you make 250. And they're like, you know, they could be the staunchest feminist in the world. And when you tell them they got to pay alimony, they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's a man. He's got a strong back. He can get out there and work. And then suddenly the whole like gender is a construct and there's no such thing, that goes right out the window when you get told you got to pay alimony. That's like, nope, no. I believe in strict gender roles. Men should pay alimony. Women, even if you earn 10 times, you should not have to pay alimony. I've had very, very staunchly feminist clients who changed their mind about how feminist they were when they got told that they were going to have to pay alimony.
Hard to embrace equality depending on the situation, I guess. Funny how the rules change once the money flips.
So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work.
She left a man for doing exactly what women say they want, a provider. What was she thinking?
I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or like they had just got married and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time. And then that's it. She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time.
Let me pause to remind you that she's chasing the same role she already divorced.
So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast?
Mr. Nice Guy gave the next woman the life his ex-wife threw away. Spicy.
Like, you know, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you're single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, I'm not going to lie, because it was kind of funny to me because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision. I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not going to say they're not valid because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that is supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you got to compromise something. You cannot have everything. And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much, because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to divorce my husband. You know, like, no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted.
She didn't lose a good man by accident. She traded him for attention. He spent years working to build something solid while she confused peace with boredom. Now he's doing for someone else what she stopped appreciating, and that's what really eats at her. It's not that he moved on too fast, it's that he moved on up. Men get called cold for doing that, but it's not cold, it's clarity. Once a man sees that stability doesn't impress the person he built it for, he stops performing for her approval. He gives that energy to someone who values it. That's why women like her can't stand to see their ex build the same home with another woman. It's proof the problem was never the man, it was her restlessness. Every time a man gets replaced, the next woman gets the version of him his ex created through disappointment. She taught him what not to do, what not to tolerate, and who not to trust. That's the real lesson she didn't expect to teach. That's it for today, guys. Let me know if you like this new video format. See you in the next one.